Okay, hello. This is Isaiah, and I'm going to be showing off a little bit of my app that I've been working on for the past 2 or 3 weeks. It's not really just an app. There's a web server behind it as well, with a bit of a database as well. So I'll give you a bit of a run through on how it works. And while we're running through, I will keep on refreshing this this user info table, because this will update with every single step of the way. Okay, so the purpose of the app is for me to be able to send messages from any computer in the world, right, with the website, and have my phone, which could be anywhere else, just connected to the internet, send that message to any other phone. It's really rough around the edges right now. Like I said, I've only spent a couple of weeks on this thing, but I thought I'd show off what I've got so far. So the first thing that you would do, now let me just start screen recording on my phone now. Hopefully you should be able to see the screen recording now. When you open up the app, it'll do some stuff. You'll see some things pop up. Okay, perfect. So we'll go into the database really quickly. If we select all the rows again, we can see that there's a new row here. The new row here has a user phone ID. So this is a phone ID that's unique, I believe, to every single Android phone. So that's the unique identifier for this table. We've got a user FCM token. So this is using Google's Firebase cloud messaging services, and this is the token that identifies my advice as its own device. As you can see, here's some of the cloud messaging console. Pretty interesting stuff. All this has just been from me testing it over the past couple of hours. What else do we have here? And that's basically it. Now, if we go back to the phone, you might remember it saying, please set the phone number. We can do that this way. Set phone number, enter your phone number. It doesn't actually have to be your phone's phone number. It could be any number. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Submit. Okay, phone number updated successfully. If we go back to the server now, and I refresh again, see now this row has a user phone number here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the password, which is actually NPW for no password. So right now I have to go to the website to actually register this phone number, and that'll set the password, and then I'll be able to log in and start to send messages. So let's do that. I should also mention that I tried to get the phone number from the phone automatically, but apparently there's no reliable way of doing that, at least nothing I could find. So this is as good of a system as I could get, have the user input the phone number by themselves. Okay, so now I have a phone number here, I have password, I confirmed a password. This will actually register my account. But I'll just show you like a little error before, or a couple errors, just to show like, yeah, there's a little bit of logic behind here, right? Passwords don't match, please try again. If I enter in a random number with a good password combination, I can try to register, and it'll say that I can't find the number 1, 2, 3, 4 in the database because it's not here. The only phone number that's waiting to be registered is this one here. So let's actually log in this time, or try to register this time, I should say. Use password ASD. Okay, register. Success, phone number registered. Go back to the database, and would you know, ASD right there. I was thinking of hashing it and putting it in there, but that just seems complicated, and I didn't have that much time. So that's okay, good enough. Now we're at the login page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My phone number, sure, good enough. ASD is my password. Log in. Boom, we're logged in. Send SMS now. So now I want to send a message to some phone number. And that phone, I have a second phone next to me right here. Let me start screen recording on that one. Okay. So I'll enter in its phone number, 226-505-7294. That should be it. And I'll have the message, hello, this is a test. You can tell I've done this before. Send message. Okay, there we go. So it takes a bit of time for the message to actually send from my phone to the other one, but in my previous testing from like notifications on my own phone to actually get from the web page to my phone, it doesn't take very long. The place where it takes a lot of time is for my actual message to go to the other phone. So that's good stuff. Okay, so there we go. There's that. Let me stop the recording now. Okie dokie, future Isaiah here. I think I realized why it took so long for the message to get through. I think it's just because of my crappy rural, like country cell phone service out here. But it got through, so that's all good. So at this point, I'd like to take a bit of time to talk about how I actually built the app. So the first thing I did was Amazon Web Services stuff. My web server is hosted with Elastic Beanstalk, which is kind of like trying to hammer in a nail with a jackhammer. This is way too big for what I'm trying to do, but at least I can say I've had some experience with cloud computing now, so that's kind of funny. But it does the job. It does the job fine. The database here is also in the Amazon Web Services world. I'm using RDS. Where is that? RDS database for that. I can show you over here, but it's really not that interesting. It'll just show that I have one database instance that's running. I'm using barely any of the computing power of it, as you know, it's a small app. It's okay. I'm also using Firebase here for cloud messaging to get the message from my web server, my console over here, through the cloud back to my Android phone. Initially I tried to mess around with WebSockets, but it's really, really hard or impossible to actually get get the phone to like get messages directly from a web server somewhere else. There's like port forwarding or something that I have to do, and I said forget that, I'll just suck it up and use this. So this is Firebase cloud messaging. It took a bit of time to figure out what was going on, but it does the job all right as well. Obviously I also used Android Studio to make the app. Really, really simple stuff. But that took me a little bit of time. I had to figure out what services are, how to use this Firebase stuff, and how to integrate it into the app there as well. And as you saw before, there was a little bit of switching in between different activities and different views. But other than that, it was pretty much a breeze. And other than that, oh yeah, so the actual web server is hosted with Linux. I could log in with some SSH client and upload files that way. This is how I would usually upload files with FileZilla. It would just take files from my computer over here, and I would log it into the EC2 instance over on the Amazon web server side of things, and just put the files in there. All the code is on the GitHub for the app and for the server side stuff. I use PHP mainly. Obviously, there's some HTML in there as well, and some CSS. But for the most part, it's a lot of PHP, and like obviously SQL inside of the PHP scripts. So yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.